I'm doing a tag. Hello and welcome back to Bookish and welcome to Tag Tuesday, where I'm going to be doing the evolution of the BookTuber tag. This is a tag created by Jack over the channel Spread Book Joy. She's awesome. Her channel's awesome. If you're not subscribed, you should go over there and subscribe. She makes great videos. She lives in, I believe, Devon. And sometimes she graces us with some shots of the nature and the beautiful place where she lives in the outdoors, and it's just wonderful. And she is a great booktuber who you probably already know, but if you didn't, please go check her out. She was kind enough to tag me to do this tag, which essentially is asking us to reflect on how we started off on BookTube, how BookTube has changed, how we've changed how we do BookTube, and you know, that's one of those kind of things I like to talk about. And so I'm going to get right into the prompts. So the first prompt is Extinction. Are there things you used to do on your channel that you no longer do? And the answer to that is definitely yes. There are things I do on my channel that I, used to do that I no longer do. Probably the biggest one of those is Saturday Hodgepodge. For about, I don't know if it was 250, 350 Saturdays in a row on BookTube, I made a Saturday video. I called it Saturday Hodgepodge. I talked about books I might have read during the week. I talked about music. I talked about politics. I conducted like a whole survey kind of thing on there. Sometimes I talked about art. Whatever I wanted to talk about, I talked about on that day. And as it went on, and as I began to feel like I couldn't miss a Saturday, it started to be less fun. I started to find that I was looking for things to make Saturday Hodgepodge about, and that really seemed to go against the spirit of Saturday Hodgepodge. So I stopped doing Saturday Hodgepodges for the most part. If I have ideas, if I have things I think fit Hodgepodge, I'll do another one. But as far as making it a weekly thing every Saturday, I just essentially stopped doing that. A second thing I think I probably for the most part started doing, ironically, or stopped doing, are tags. I used to do every tag. Anytime anybody tagged me, I did the tag. I have a playlist which contains, I don't know, it feels like 100 tags, probably not anywhere near that many. I haven't added all the tags I've ever done in the 6 years I've been on BookTube. But I did a lot of tags, and tags are fun. I'm going to encourage people to do tags here in just a minute. But the truth of the matter is that a lot of tags, particularly the tags that ask you about books, to where the prompts have the answers are all books, if you do enough tags, you kind of run out of books to mention, and you end up mentioning the same books over and over again. I feel like I already have that problem on my channel, where I talk about the same books constantly, or I recommend the same books constantly, and I just started to feel like the tag format wasn't really working. So now when I do a tag, and I've done a couple here recently, now when I do a tag, I think it's about something kind of unique, or about something where the answer isn't really books. It might be about BookTube. It might be about books in general, whatever. But, I don't feel like the tags that ask me about books are necessarily tags that I want to do anymore, because I feel like I've said all that stuff. Or I've given all those answers, or I've mentioned all those books. Probably the third thing I'll mention here that I don't do, that I'm sure I did at the beginning when I started BookTube, is I no longer look down on romance as a genre. I've mentioned this many times, I'll mention it again. I was a book snob when I started my BookTube channel, and I thought romance was just, a waste of time. It was just, pure entertainment, not very well written, etc. And I've been disabused of that knowledge, of that idea, by the relatively few romance novels I've read have proven to me that A, I was being stupid, and B, romance is a great genre, and really then learned that no genre of writing or fiction is really beneath any other, even though I'm still not a big fan of self-help books. So prompt number 2 is Adaptation. What things have you done on your channel or as a result of being on BookTube that you never thought you would? I think I have done videos where I intentionally attempted to be silly. Probably the best example of that are the BookTuber bro code videos I do, where I talk in a weird voice and I wear a muscle shirt despite my, withering old self, and I wear my hat backwards and I yell a lot and I point. And those have been really fun, where I talk about what I'm going to read for BookTuber, and then I do a wrap-up where I go over bro code rules. I'm hoping to be able to do that again this year, but I didn't think I would be on BookTube acting like an idiot, and I do. And I think those videos are fun. There have been other examples of things like that as well. When I started BookTube, I had no intention of participating in any reading events, and now I think I participate in almost all of them. One reason I started participating in reading events, you know, like Jane Austen July or Victober or March of the Mammoths or any of the others, or Women in Translation. One of the reasons I started doing that was because one of the things that became clear to me really early on BookTube was that my reading was really narrow, and I needed to expand what I read and what I should have read probably in the past. And so by doing these events, it kind of forced me to expand my reading, and in the process I discovered all kinds of new great writers in fiction, and my reading experience has grown much richer as a result. A third thing that I've done that I didn't think I would ever do and really hesitated to do were live streams. I was, in the beginning, I basically told people no, that I wouldn't do live streams because I had this fear that I would say something, you know, unintentional that came out really terrible, and I worried about that. As I've gone on, I've become more and more comfortable. I've done a few live streams on my own channel. I've participated in a number of people's live streams, and I like it. I think it's fun, and so, you know, that is definitely something that has changed, or a way I've adapted to BookTube. And then the last one I think is probably the most subtle, and that is, I think BookTube has taught me to enjoy the opinions of people about books who I disagree with. That one of the things that, you know, I think I thought when BookTube started was that I would fall into a community of people who like to read the exact kind of thing I did, and that we would have the same opinion. Why I wanted to participate in something which would be so obviously boring as for all of us to agree about everything, I don't know, but that's what I thought. And of course what I learned was that the most fun in BookTube is seeing people's opinions about books you love or books you dislike, and they feel exactly the opposite. I was just watching Disco King's review of James, and I thought, wow, he and I have completely different opinions about this, so I subscribed to his channel immediately because I hadn't been subscribed before. And there are a number of booktubers who, you know, I disagree with about their opinion about books quite frequently. Kieran, let's see, Jim from Jim of Books, Scott, Gunpowder Fiction and Plot, and now Disco King. And I enjoy their videos a lot, and I usually don't skip any of their videos. They come up. That's something I think is a way in which I've adapted to BookTube. Prompt 3 is evolution. How's BookTube changed you and what you aspire to do on your channel in the future? I think, like I said, I think it has for the most part destroyed the old book snob that was me. Taught me to be far more open-minded, less judgmental about what people read, because how stupid is something like that? What a colossal waste of time. Why would, you know, I want to go around making people feel bad because of what they read, or feel like I was better than them because of what I read? Just complete, total bullshit. And BookTube really helped me break through that. That's probably the biggest thing. It has expanded what I read, the kind of authors I read, the books, you know, from different countries, different continents around the world, and things like that. I don't think, other than that, I've necessarily evolved, but that was a pretty big step in evolution. I think whatever I aspire to do on my channel, I do or have done. I made it clear from the beginning when I started my BookTube channel that when I felt motivated, I would share very direct political points of view and ideas, and I continue to do that, and I will continue to do that. You know, one of the things I think that I can do is put those ideas out there, and from my point of view, hopefully change minds or open people's minds about different perspectives, different ideas. And as my channel grows, my platform has gotten bigger, it's allowed me to reach more people, and I feel like, you know, that's an important thing I can do. I don't mean it as a service to the world or anything like that, but I think that, you know, we all have, we can all make a difference, and this is one of my ways in which I hope I can make a difference. And then the bonus prompt is, impart your words of wisdom to all fledgling booktubers out there. So I wrote down a number of things. I think these are all things I've said before. First is to do this for the fun of doing it. Now, that can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. A lot of people may find it fun to turn this into a career and do this as a way of making money. If that's fun for you, give it a shot. I think that very few of us are going to make enough money to live off of YouTube money, And so you're going to end up being frustrated. And, you know, I think if you go into it for that, it may be the books are not your primary focus or motivation, but I think you should do this for fun. No matter how many subscribers you end up having or how many viewers you have, if you do it for fun and you attract subscribers and regular viewers who watch your videos because they like what you do, that's going to be more fun than attracting a lot of subscribers and maybe views from people who don't really care what you do other than that one video. Which, you know, is just kind of a difference the way it works. The other thing I would say is if you're going along a BookTube for a while and you feel burned out, take a break. If during that break you never think to yourself, wow, I want to make a video about this, then keep the break going. Don't come back and do a video simply because you feel like you should. I've taken breaks and only come back when I feel like there's some motivation to come back. And that's really, I think, helped me keep going on BookTube and avoid some BookTube burnout. Second, figure out how much you can do and what you're willing to do in a week. You know, there are people who post every day. I think that's great if they can do it and they enjoy it. There are people who post once a week. I think that's great. Once a month. I think that's great. I try to I try to post or publish 2 videos or put up 2 to 3 videos a week. That's kind of what I like. I'm retired now. I have more opportunity to do that. When I first started doing this, I was still teaching full-time. I think for the first 2 years I was on BookTube. And I still think I got 3 videos up a week, but it was a lot harder. So, you know, make sure you're doing what you want to do and don't do more than you want to do. The final thing I would say, and this is kind of related to one of my first kind of things that I didn't think I'd ever do but do, is participate in community events. Participate in, you know, reading months. Participate in buddy reads if you can. You know, leave comments, watch videos. I'm oftentimes surprised how many people think that they can just create a BookTube channel and talk about books, and a lot of people will come to their channel when those people don't watch BookTube. I think if you're going to be on BookTube, for the most part, you have to watch BookTube, and you have to be able to talk about other BookTubers and interact with other BookTubers to be happy and successful, unless of course you just end up making a whole lot of money or be getting a whole lot of subs and views right away, then maybe you don't, but for me I definitely did. Anyway, there you go. There is the evolution of a BookTuber tag. Thank you to Jack for tagging me in this. I mentioned 4 channels. I'll leave those channels links down below, and so those are the people I've tagged. Even if you don't do tags, I just want to tag those people and put the link to their channel in my show notes. Anyway, there you go. If you have any comments or thoughts about this, please leave those in the comment section down below. And as always, thank you for watching.